everyone. I'm Laura Brandao, the chair of the New Jersey MBA Women's Committee. And today I am joined by the lovely Aminata Sarnor. She is one of MBA New Jersey's Women's Committee members and a loan officer at Crown Home Mortgage. Okay, today we are going to learn all about your how and why. See, I have learned that many of us accidentally came into this industry, and I find it so fascinating to hear how you came in. So can you please share with all of us, what is your how story?
Well, thank you so much, Laura, for that beautiful introduction. Yes, so the mortgage industry is a very interesting industry. If you know it, you know. And I came in, fresh out of college, just looking to embark on learning. Previous to that, I did like loans, taxes. So I kind of had some, field and knowledge of that. But when I got in, I started as a compliance post-closer in my law with a major mortgage company at the time. And then I kind of just progressed. So I started on the back end. Loan officer, one more on the front end. I did loan processing. I was assistant supervisor for a little bit. And then I left that company and transitioned to another company. It was a whole new world. Whereas I was on the back end, didn't even have any contact ever with the client visually or person to person. Now I was in front of the clients and it clicked. I really got along with my clients, had lasting relationship with my clients. So the next step was to just become a loan officer. Why not just be a face? So I started transitioning to become a loan officer last year. So I'm pretty new as far as this role per se, but in the industry, over 10 years.
Wow.
I've seen it all, done it all, pretty much. So,
yeah. So a couple of things. One, I love the fact that you started backwards, because we always say, it's funny, I've worked in all different aspects of this industry too, and I know from an executive level, I love people that start in the back because they realize everything that it takes to make that transaction go through smoothly and how buttoned up everything needs to be in order for it to be okay afterwards, after the origination, after the closing process. Exactly. So for you to understand the complexity of the compliance and everything that it takes to have that great transaction on the back end makes you so much better on the front end, because you've already thought, oh, well, I need to make sure this is filled out properly, and I need to make sure that this is a complete, comprehensive package so that it goes into underwriting well. And everyone says, what a clean package. And it really does make everything smooth. So that's fantastic. So that's one. Second, isn't it great what a wonderful industry we're in, that we can enter wherever, right? In all these different places, but where we wind up can be so vastly unique, because we can determine, you know what? I have an interest in doing this or doing that. And we don't have to stay on the same path as where we started. So that is great. So I'm just curious, like, what do you love about the relationship that you have with the families that you serve?
To be honest, I work with a lot of first-time home buyers, and it's a beautiful feeling to know that you are a part of making someone's dream come true. Because oftentimes, and I mean, I know in the industry, we kind of get so busy with, oh, just got to close, and, just busy with the grunt work. But I tend to build a relationship with my clients where even after the sale, I get pictures of their home. I get invitation to cookouts. It's oftentimes buying a home for people, that's one of the biggest purchase they're ever going to make.
Oh, yeah.
And to be a part of it, it really is not enough words. It's stressful. Oftentimes it's stressful. But once it's all done, it's like almost like having a baby. You're like, yes, I have my pride and joy now, you know.
And
So
it really, it is giving birth, if you really think about it, because you're going through this entire process and then you have the joy at
yes,
the end, right?
yes,
So it kind of is like that. And it's emotional, right? I mean,
it
it
is.
is absolutely emotional that our families, I'll use the word vulnerable, they're kind of opening themselves up to show us their credit,
Yeah,
their bank statements, their income. Every single decision that they have made in their lives is in
mhm,
front of us, right? Like we know
yeah,
everything about them. We
yeah,
know, how many years in school, we know where they're working, if they change jobs, how many children they have. Like we know everything about them. And they have to be vulnerable to allow us to
exactly,
look and to guide and
exactly,
to ask them questions, personal questions, right?
exactly,
About
exactly.
some of
Yes,
these things.
yes,
And so you being part of that on the journey, it is personal.
it is. It
And
really is.
yes, and if you look at those families as being part of that birthing process, right? Or that celebration,
Yes.
you should be right there at those cookouts, and you should be there on us, on their social media, cheering them on when the kid, gets the goal in the soccer game or whatever,
Yes.
because you are part of the family. And
Yes.
that's I
Yes.
agree with you. That's
Yes.
the joy of being in our industry.
It really is because it's a
Yes.
tough industry, very tough. But when it's all said and done, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so we met you at one of the New Jersey MBA networking events, actually in Asbury Park. And the minute we saw you, of course, we're like, you have to become part of the group. We need you. So tell us, why did you decide to become part of the New Jersey MBA Women's Committee? And what are you looking to contribute and get out of it? Why do you think it's important for women to be part of the group?
I don't want to be cliche, but I have to say, girl power to the fullest. And Laura, this industry, it's a tough industry. It's a very strong industry. And what really spoke to me, when there was a group of you guys just talking, very casual, and the potential for mentorship, just the support I feel this group is going to give to just, and sometimes when you have a hard day, it's wonderful to have a group of people you can confide in who understand what you're
They
going through,
understand. Yeah.
and we can work together and we can build each other, because
That's right.
each person have a unique um attributes that they can bring to the group. So I am truly honored. I'm so blessed that I had the opportunity to even attend, because it was kind of a last minute. I almost missed the
Yeah,
invite.
tell us what happened. Yeah.
So Erica, our
Yeah.
marketing director, she
Yeah.
sent out the invite and I literally almost
Yeah.
missed it. And then I was like, oh my goodness, it's this week. I'm like, I'm going. And I live pretty far away. So I had to like quickly make
Yeah.
arrangements for the babies and just make sure I was there. And I'm so grateful that I got a chance to go, because I met you guys. I'm just so excited to just be a part of this committee and just bring everything that I can to the group
Yes.
and help us
And
grow.
number one, we're blessed that you did come, and we're so happy that you joined us.
Thank
And
you.
you are so correct that number one, each one of us is unique, right? We are
Yes.
our unique selves. And it's so important that we bring all of our unique selves together, because number one, like you said, we all can add something.
Yeah.
And that understanding, like you just mentioned, I know, and I say this, listen, I'm one of the ones that I'm the veteran of the mortgage industry. And I remember coming up through this industry that we weren't, at that time, you didn't speak about having a bad day, or you didn't say I was struggling with this or that, because it was a weakness. It was a
Yes.
sign of weakness. I can thankfully say that's not the way it is now. Now we all go through some days that are challenging, and we all have that problem that maybe if we could throw something out and say, hey guys,
Yeah.
I just ran into this. Has anyone else ever run into this? I bet you someone has. So even just knowing that there's no silly questions, there's opportunity to learn and grow and support, and that each one of us brings something to the group. That in itself is a blessing. And we look forward to continuing, I like to say, looking to the side and looking behind for us all to move forward. So yes. All right. Well, we are looking forward to continuing to grow this group. And for anyone out there listening, if you do want additional information, please reach out, direct message, email Laura@afrwholesale.com, because we would love to have you. Aminata, you are wonderful. Thank you so much for being part of the group. And we look forward to hearing from you again. You have a great day.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you so much for your time. And yes, just to kind of add to that, there is no crying in mortgages. There is no crying in mortgages.
Yeah, right.
Now I'm like, you know what? I'm working from home. I could cry.
I agree with you on that one. Amen, sister. Take care.